Good morning, everybody. So, we're back on the channel here today with a deck profile. This is another deck that my wife made herself. This is what we deem as the Wall. So, it's a really fun deck. Like, I don't think you could enter a tournament with this and expect to win, but you can have a lot of fun games with it and annoy your friends to no end. And it's just a really fun, just alternate strategy that's different from what a lot of you are probably used to seeing. So let's go ahead and get right into the Digitama. So starting off, we have 4 Kapurimon. It is the best Digitama in black, just without a doubt. Then we have 1 Sumemon. So she's really considering cutting this card and just playing the 4 Kapurimon because there's a lot of times where you just don't have a rookie because you're not really focused on evolving up. Like the only times that you're evolving are to draw cards, really. So I feel like this card could be cut, but the 4 Kapurimon cannot. So onto the rookies. It's the Wall. So you got 4 Gatomon. It's a blocker. This deck plays a lot of blockers. So there's 4 of it in the rookies. We have 4 Toyagumon. This is the rookie that you want to evolve on top of. 9 times out of 10, just passing up Reboot makes this one of the best rookies in the entire game. We have 3 copies of Chumon. So this deck doesn't play a whole lot of rookies, so you don't really need to play that many copies of Hagurumon. So playing rookies with effects are better. And this card is amazing. This card helps against the blue matchup, the purple matchup, even the green matchup. This card shuts down memory borrowers. When this card came out, I thought it was good. After testing, I think this card is amazing. This card is actually one of the best rookies in the game. And if you're playing black, you should definitely be playing at least 3. And then we have 2 Hagurumon to round it out. This deck only plays 13 rookies, like I said, because you don't really focus on evolving most of the time. And just having if for some reason, if you clump, just having a cheap card to just play down and then evolve a Gardromon on top of is nice. But it doesn't happen that often, so there's only 2 of this card. So that's it for the level 3s. On to the level 4s. It's the Wall. So we have 4 more blockers. In Gardromon. This card is just amazing. If you get a tie boost, this is 8,000, so it makes it so that any level 4 cannot swing. And most level 5s can't even swing out of fear of just dying to this. So this card is just absolutely amazing and helps with the overall defense of the deck. We have 4 Greymon. This is another one of those level 4s that you want to evolve on top of. Like I said, you aren't evolving that much in the deck, but when you do, you want to evolve on top of Toyagumon, you want to evolve on top of Greymon, you want to get the black reboot line going so that you actually get some value off of it. And this card is really nice to hard play. One of the reasons this deck can get away with playing only 13 rookies is because you have 4 of this card and 4 Numemon. And Numemon costs 3 to play normally, and Greymon costs 4 to play normally. So you have a bunch of really cheap options. With the tie, you're going to be left at 3 memory. So hard playing this and leaving your opponent 1 is always a good play. And if they have a Tamer and you have the tie, you can just hard play the Numemon and then evolve it into like an Andromon or something, and then leave them at 3. So this is just very memory efficient. And the champions are really good in this deck. We're playing 4 level 4s. On the level 5s, we have 4 Andromon. It's the Wall, so there's 4 more blockers. We're up to 12 blockers so far, if anybody's keeping score at home. And, yeah, just a really good card. This card doesn't have the can't attack restriction like the Gardromon has, so it's a really fun card to evolve. Like, if you get the Toyagumon and the Greymon, you can evolve on top of this and just have a reboot jammer blocker. So it's like a mini War Greymon. So it's a lot of fun. This is just a really good card. We have 3 Metal Greymon. So this card is more important than this card. So there's 4 of this and only 3 of this. There's not really that many rooms for black level 5s in this deck, as you'll see in a second. But This is a really good one. Just having Reboot, if you can give it jamming, this is one of the cards that you just use to poke with. Like, what this deck does is it sets up a wall with there's massive amounts of security, with massive amounts of blockers, with high DP on their blockers, and then you just get one or two dudes on the board that you can just continuously poke with and just whittle them down. So this is one of the ones that contributes to that strategy. This is a level 5 that you can just kind of stop at and be good, but you can also evolve on top of and make use of this second heritable effect of Security Attack +1. So this is a great card, but we're not playing 4 of it because we have to make room for the yellow options in the deck. That's right, this is a black and yellow deck. So with the high amount of blockers, and with the Magna Angemon having a lot of recovery, you are very hard to kill. And if you can just, even if you open kind of slow and your opponent gets some good security pokes in on you, if you can just stall them out, recover a little bit, and then just put blockers in play, you can often grind their aggression to a halt, get back to where you were before they started swinging, and then just start poking them. And it's a lot of fun. So the Magna Angemon really helps with that strategy. And then the inheritable effect makes it so that the yellow level 6s that you play just have a higher DP so they're more likely to survive. So that's the level 5s. We have 7 black and 3 yellow. And then we are going to go into the level 6s. We have 2 War Greymon. This is the premier card that you want to evolve into. Blocker, Reboot. It adds to your aggression. It adds to your defense. This is just an embodiment of what the deck is supposed to do. Might bump this up to 3 if we had a third one, but we're still testing the deck, so that's something that you can mess around with if you decide to build something like this for yourself. But War Greymon is very good. We have 1 Metal Edamame. Now, this card isn't being played out of necessity. This card is just actually pretty good. The fact that it can't be blocked means that you can set up the wall and just poke with this. And the fact that this card gains DP on your opponent's turn, you'll give it more DP with the tie. So if you have 1 tie in play, this is a 13,000 on their turn with no extra added effects. And it just, you can't be blocked. You can give it jamming and reboot and security attack +1, and it's really good. So this is just one of those ones that just is consistent damage, but it's not good enough to play more than 1. So the other level 6 that you want to evolve into in the deck is Srafimon. This goes on top of the Magna Angemon, and it's extra recovery. You recover when you play this, you recover when you evolve into this. It's just very good. And having security attack +1 if you have 3 or more security is just a good effect. So we play 2 Srafimon in this build. Can't really play more because we're only playing the 3 level 5s. You can just kind of sit on this in your hand for a little bit until you draw one of these. But I do really like this ratio. She evolves this into this quite frequently. And then on to the level 6s that we want to hard play. We have 2 Magnadramon. This card is absolutely amazing, especially in black. You know, it's hard for your opponent to get through anyway, and when they do, you can just drop this and then recover, and it's the stones. Like, blockers plus recovery equals not very fun to play against. Last level 6 in the deck is 2 copies of Machinedramon. This card is absolutely amazing. It's got blocker, it's got a on-play effect of de-digivolve 2 things by 2. So this adds to your defense, it helps you take care of threats, and when you're grinding them to a halt, if you drop this on the aggression that they've set up, they have to waste another turn to build that aggression back up. Granted, you gave them the memory to do it, but 9 times out of 10, they're not going to have all of the combo pieces in their hand to get back to where they were. And even if they do, they aren't going to be able to do that twice. So you can take care of them with some of your other cards in play, and the Millenniumon that we do play. So it's just really good. It helps add to your aggression. And then this adds 4 more blockers to the deck. So now we're up to 16. Yeah, 16. So those are the level 6s. I mentioned Millenniumon. We're playing 2 of it. Yellow and black don't really both don't really have any good forms of removal. So including 2 of this in the deck feels almost necessary because it's spot removal on legs and it's hard to get rid of. So it's just a very good card, and I feel like more decks should be playing more copies of this. Last 4 slots in the deck, we have the options and the tamers. We have 2 black tie. Now, this card is really good. It gives your blockers more DP so that they can block more things. It makes your things harder to run over, which is always really nice. And it sets your memory to 3, which in this deck is very important since you're hard playing a lot of things. And then we have 2 Heaven's Gate. This is a fun tech that she decided to add to make sure that her Magnadramon could hit over level 6s, so that her Srafimon could survive security checks, so that her War Greymon could take over other level 6s and then reboot itself and then continue to block. This is actually a really good tech card in this deck. You have to have a yellow card in play, so you have to draw into the Magnadramon or the Magnadramon. That's the only downside to playing this card, but that's why she only plays 2 of it. But I do think this could be a Spiral Sword instead, because it's the black version of the exact same card, but like I do like having the yellow option in here as well, because most of the time what she's doing is she's using this with her yellow Digimon, not her black Digimon. So I think it's more important that this card is yellow than black in the build. So if you're going to comment that in the comments, there is actually a reason to play this over Spiral Sword. But it's a really good inclusion in the deck, and it also has a security effect that says all of your Digimon and security Digimon gain plus 5,000 DP for the turn, and then you add this card to its owner's hand. So it makes your Guardramon minimum of 12,000. So this card, if you hit it in security, just puts a dead stop to your opponent's entire turn. It's amazing. But yeah, that's the wall. If you're a Pink Floyd fan, hope you appreciate the deck. And if you're not a Pink Floyd fan, I still hope you appreciate the deck. But that's unfortunate for your music taste. But make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Are you here to tell us about your latest deck profile, Plu?